Hey everybody, it is currently Sunday afternoon. I'm home alone, I'm pretty bored, I'm pretty bummed out. So you know what the best thing to do is when you're bummed out? That's right, drink a beer. And today, we're not only going to be drinking a beer, we're going to be reviewing a beer. And for today, I picked out Blanche de Chambly, which is a Canadian beer, actually. And yes, it can be a Canadian beer because the Canadians speak French, you know. It's brewed in Chambly. I think it's Chambly because it's probably French, but maybe it's Chambly. I don't know. Um, as a rule, I guess as a Belgian rule, all your Belgian beers are supposed to be named after the city that they're brewed in, and this is brewed in Chambly. So it's Blanche de Chambly. Blanche is white because it's a Belgian white ale. Belgian style white ale. Like I said, Canada, so it's not really a Belgian beer. But 5%, we got coriander and orange peel. Hopefully it can be a good one. When I think Belgian ale and I think orange peel, I think Blue Moon. So that's kind of what I'm expecting from this, but it could taste like any kind of Belgian ale because Blue Moon is like the basic brand kind of Belgian ale, you know? Like a Walmart Belgian ale is Blue Moon. This one also has the foil on it, which I'm not pleased about, but I scratched a little off, and it looks like there actually is a design on that bottle cap under there, so after this video, I'll scrape the foil off and I'll add a picture of that bottle cap. Antler, of course. Now, tomorrow is my dad's birthday, and I'm going to be going out to dinner, a beer dinner actually, so I'm going to try to upload at least one mini review while I'm there. But I wanted to get a review out in the meantime, so I picked this beer to do it with. Now, this dinner I'm going to is a Halloween dinner, so most of these beers are going to be pumpkin beers. And I haven't... Oh, that was a twist off. I haven't had a lot of pumpkin beer, and I didn't want to have one today and then decide that I didn't like it and, like, ruin tomorrow for me. So I think after that dinner, my next review will be a pumpkin beer, and I'll have a better idea of what to compare it to. It'll just make the review better overall. Check this out. That is very pale, I think. Oh yeah, that's really pale. And really yellow. Like down at the bottom, I can pretty much almost see through that. It almost looks like lemonade. It's really light there, and then it kind of oranges up a little up here. But it's still pretty faint. It's kind of alarming. Like right here, it's probably because of the glass, but it totally like shifts in color and in darkness. Maybe there's a lot of heavy stuff floating around near the top, a lot of adjunct in it. Probably all that orange peel and that coriander. Yeah, the coriander. But we'll see how it goes. Nice little head, nothing crazy. Very tight though. It's not really breaking up yet. Not a lot of big bubbles in there because I finally know how to wash a glass. Smells like a Belgian ale, but not as weedy and more whatever it is that makes a Belgian ale a Belgian ale. I don't know what coriander tastes like off the top of my head, but this does smell kind of spiced, like more spiced than the average Belgian ale. Definitely more spiced than a Blue Moon. But it doesn't smell bad. It smells like a legit, like from Belgium, Belgian ale. Like a Golden Drac or not quite like a Delirium because Delirium's not as spiced. It's a little sweeter and lighter and smoother. Way more Belgian than I was expecting. Like, just because it said orange peel on there, I assumed it was going to be like Blue Moon, but I don't think it's going to be anything like Blue Moon anymore. Let's go. That's pretty different. That's, pretty different. I did get a little bit of bitterness. I think I'm gonna have to take a couple more sips to really get it, but I did get a little bitterness, and I think that was probably orange peel. It was a little citrusy. But typically Belgian ales aren't citrusy, and I don't think they usually have orange peel in them. I think that's like a non-Belgian Belgian ale thing to do. Like I said, this is brewed in Canada. I think this is my first Canadian beer. I don't remember if I already reviewed a Canadian beer, but I have another one lined up, which I will be doing soon also. So that will be my second Canadian beer. Gosh. It's got a weird texture to it too. It's really light, but it's really bubbly. I don't know if you can see how bubbly that is, but it's really bubbly. It's almost like you ever drink like Airborne? How it's got that just like really, not like sparkling water bubbly, like smaller bubble kind of bubbly, like Airborne. That's kind of what this is reminding me of. Not so much in the flavor, but it's got that like too bubbly to be a beer, but not bubbly enough to be sparkling water kind of bubbliness to it. And a little bit of the citrusy stuff you kind of get from Airborne, but that's not the whole thing. That's just one little thing I'm picking up, you know? Not an incredibly strong flavor overall. You do get the wheat and the sweet that you typically get from Belgian ale, but not so much with this one. So you can start to see it's a little lighter now that we're getting towards the bottom. This isn't exactly the best glass for looking at beer color, but I like this glass, even though it's not even appropriate for the style of beer. I just think it's a cool glass. I love to whip it out every once in a while. Can you hear that? Super fizzy. Really fizzy. It's almost like champagne. I thought that was going to keep going. You can tell it's bubbly because it's making me fucking burp like crazy. Not a whole lot of flavor to it. It's got that Belgian spiced smell, like I keep saying, but not so much in the flavor. It's a little bland. And there it goes again. Sounds like Airborne too. Yeah, there's not really a lot to this. It's kind of plain, and you can tell by how light it is. I think there's just not really a lot going on in there. I think it could use some more orange peel for sure. I think they should have aimed for Blue Moon. That would have been a good thing to try to imitate, because Blue Moon's not the most Belgian beer, but it's good beer. I just had like 2 Blue Moons when I went out to dinner a couple days ago. If Blue Moon's on the menu, there's a good chance I'm going to get it. If this was on the menu, I'm not so sure. Kind of just tastes like funky water. Yeah, this is kind of lame. With this one also, I'm glad I only bought one of these. All these single beers I bought, I think this is like the second single beer I reviewed out of that pack I got. But they're kind of whack. I think I picked good beers to only get singles of. I'm probably going to feel that way about the other ones too. Yeah, this is kind of whack. It's got that really good smell to it, but there's just not a lot going on the inside. Like, it's got the Belgian ale flavor, it's just not really there. It's really faint. I think it could be a little stronger. And it is only 5%, which is pretty weak for a Belgian. They typically start around 8% and go up from there. Like Delirium is like an 8, and Golden Drax like a 10 or a 12 or something like that. So this isn't really anything special. I don't think Canadians know how to make beer, to be honest with you. They're not giving Canada a good reputation, but it was okay. Now I know not to buy it. Like, it's not a horrible beer, but as far as Belgian ales go, this might be the worst Belgian ale I've ever had. Belgian style ale. If you want real good Belgian ale, buy it from the Belgians. It's bubbly though. If you're trying to have a burp contest with your friends, or you like White Claws because they're super carbonated, you might like this. But 5 out of 10, pretty mediocre. I don't even know how much these cost. I'll throw it up like right here, but it's probably not worth it. Unless you like weak beer, you know, some people like to drink a lot of beers that are weaker instead of drinking a few strong ones, which I, in theory, like better, but stronger beer usually tastes better, so I usually end up going for the stronger beer. If you like to drink a lot of weak beer, you like Belgian ales, this might be for you. But for me, personally, not my thing. It's okay, not my thing. That's all I got for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like. If you got any ideas, you want to criticize my criticism, leave me a comment and let me know. I hope you have a great Monday and a great rest of your week.